What's happening, guys? Russell Knight with Moultries The Hit List. I was going over some footage here. You know, we were fortunate enough to take a deer a week or so ago in Kentucky, early season. A good deer, as a matter of fact. And we're on our way to Ohio this weekend. But I was going over this footage, and I always do after a bow kill, and just noticing how much this deer reacted to the sound of the bow going off. And a lot of people don't talk about this. You know, you see it in your older hunting videos. But how to aim where the deer is going to be. You know, how to aim for where the deer is going to be. Not where he's at, but where he's going to be. About 90% of the time, that deer is going to react to the sound of the bowstring. Even if it's minutely, he's going to react. When I was learning how to bow hunt, when Dad was teaching me, he'd always tell me, say, son, you're going to have to aim 3 to 4 inches lower than you normally would. Because, you know, a lot of times you'll shoot over a deer because they react so much. You know, shooting at, you know, deer here in the South, you know, these deer react. And I've noticed, even in the Midwest, that deer are going to react, especially if stopped, you know, if startled, you know, if you suddenly, man, you know, or yell at them to stop them, at the sound of that bow going off, they're going to react. And this deer reacted a lot. It was very quiet. A front had just pushed through. And at the sound of the bow going off, he probably dropped 7 or 8 inches before that arrow got to him, and he was only 20 yards. If you will train yourself to aim low on a deer, you know, I like to use this white spot right there, you know, pretty much the armpit of the deer. If you'll train yourself to aim small, miss small, aim at that area, I promise you that deer will fall into your arrow pretty much every time, and in fact about 90% of the time. But I'll go over this footage, you know, I'll do it, you know, frame by frame so you can see how much this deer reacted. But it's a good bow hunting tip, and I think we don't talk about it enough. You know, we talk about stand placement, we talk about, you know, attractant placement, feeder placement, and you know, just how to figure these deer out. But very seldom do we talk about, you know, what to do during crunch time. You know, where you should aim, how you should aim small, miss small. When you're shooting at that target's not going to react when you shoot. But a live critter, when they hear that bow go off, he's going to react about 90% of the time. So that's a good tip. Always aim low. If you'll take, you know, and train yourself to aim 3 to 4 inches low, or just pick a spot on the deer right here, you know, at this white line, almost to the point where you think you might miss this deer. And if you'll train yourself to aim low, I promise you, you will bring more critters to the house. But check this out. All right, I'm gonna go frame by frame here so you guys can really see how much this deer reacts. You can see he's kind of nervous. May smell something he doesn't like, but as he turns his head, the sun exposes his side, as you can see right there. But normally I like to aim right here, you know, right here behind the front leg, right here at this white tuft of hair there. Normally I aim right there, almost to the point where it looks like you may not get him. But I promise you, if you aim right there, maybe a little higher, right there at the heart, he will fall right into your arrow. All right, I'm going to point right where I aimed. I aimed about right here. And you'll see the deer, when he hears the bow, how he tenses up. See how he tenses up? Every muscle in his body. See that? And look how much he drops. There, the arrow's hitting him right there. That's money. That's where you want to hit. Whereas if I aimed right here, I would have probably been a little high, almost too high, when that arrow smacks him. Which I'd have probably still been in his lungs, but you know, it was an extreme angle. We were about 25 feet in the tree, and I ended up punching his heart. But good tip, bow hunting tip. If you'll aim low, 3 to 4 inches low, I promise you, you'll bring more deer to the house with a bow. And if he reacts, you got his lungs. If he doesn't react, you just broke his heart. And he got his heart broke, son.